Welcome back, Coven. I'm Marilyn.
I'm Susie.
I'm Sam.
And we are back to talk about the second part of our vacation / travel stuff, because as we tend to do, we talked and talked and talked. And then we were like, we still have more that we want to talk about, but we're coming back with this episode so we can talk about it more.
Yeah, we have the second half of topics. Yeah, at least this time we were more aware of our stopping point.
I'm so proud
Yeah.
of us.
So,
I still need a vacation, so
Who
it's
doesn't?
still relevant to talk about. Yeah, this is actually the better part of the topics because not just talking about where we've been, but now we're talking about where we want to go.
Yeah, and we mentioned that like a little bit in the beginning of the podcast last time. We were like, if you could drop everything right now and just go somewhere, where would it be? But those aren't like the
end all
of where we would want to go. I mean, we have some big ideas about where we'd like to travel.
I'll show you the world.
Shining, shimmering, splendid.
I am not going to sing.
Way to ruin it.
I'm sorry.
Gosh,
I would have ruined it anyways.
So I think, though, that before we get back into that topic, we skipped over predictions last time because of our weird recording schedule. But we're coming back with the second half of this. Actually, we're recording later. So we can actually do a weird thing, which, before, because of the way we did things, we didn't do predictions between part 1 and part 2 of episode, but we are this time because we do what we want.
Yeah.
So
It's been a little more time now.
Yeah. So, Sam, you made a prediction.
We're gonna light the
candle.
Here you go.
The candle will be the bane of me. Okay. Susie is lighting our candle. She, as usual, saves the day and remembers.
I don't know about that one. It was Sam a couple of times.
Has Sam done it? I can't remember. I can't remember what I had for breakfast. You kidding me?
I didn't have breakfast.
I haven't actually either.
I haven't either.
Oh,
Chipotle.
we are ordering Chipotle for sure once we're done recording. Okay, but anyway, Sam's prediction.
So we haven't really started the family schedule yet, but we're on track because I purchased a new planner. Facebook kept suggesting it to me, so I took the bait and I was like, okay. And so it's called Silk and Sonder, and I'm actually excited to get it. But
is there something special about this planner that like?
It has like those spiral charts that look all cute, and then like there's like habit tracking ones where you where you put your habit in, and there's like 5 different slots, and then it goes in the spiral for each day. There's like 1, 2, 3 all the way to the center or to like the middle of the month, and you like get to color it in with pencil every time you complete your habit, and then it looks all cute even if you don't fill it in all the way because that makes all patterns,
This sounds right up my alley.
These cute little doodly things, but it has like habit trackers. It has like
Is
the
it
daily
coming yet,
planners.
or you just have ordered it?
It's coming. I just ordered it the other day, so I haven't got it in yet. I think it's a monthly planner because
nice.
like I said, it has like a substantial amount of like different things to do, like daily writing prompts. It's a journal also, so it keeps like it has like thought process things in there, and hopefully it'll have me living a little less chaotic. And
well, that's something that I try to do that every day, like try to just do like a journal, but sometimes I just prompt my own stuff, but at the same time I like
almost
having
bought you a copy. I was like, should I order just one or should I order like 3 of them?
Oh, dude, you're fine, dude. I love the gift that you gave me. Oh my god, I'm like so excited. But yeah, basically I was just gonna relate to the fact that I feel like when I have stuff like that in place, that I don't know, I like to see my results, and I feel like when I try to start something new and I don't have something that's keeping track of it for me, I feel like I sort of lose track of it myself, and I don't necessarily give myself the credit that I'm doing good. So when I can see it, then I can give myself that credit because I know I'm making progress and I know I'm doing better. Like, and I can fall off of it on occasion, obviously. We're all human. But at the same time, if I can look back and say, you know what, you're still making the effort, you're still doing good, like,
Yeah, but I was in the market for a planner and I was in the market for a journal because I wanted to start writing. Like, that was going to be one of my, like, New Year's resolutions, was to start writing every day, like, no matter if it was just, like, a little couple sentences, which me and Dylan, for Christmas, I got us Wreck This journals, and they're, like, each page has, like, a different prompt to it, and so far we've did, like, glue things to this page, and then it suggests that you like find things in the couch or like in the middle of the road to like glue to the page. So we put some like receipts and like wrappers, and like I put some rosemary on mine, and like so we started that journal. There was like a page that I had to take it in the shower with me, so now it's like drying out because it's all wet. And
that sounds really fun, like different, you know what I mean? Something that a kid would
like. You're supposed to kind of destroy it and like see how like it ages as you do all these different things to it.
Interesting.
And
I've never heard of such a thing. I am like so interested to see what that looks like with your dad.
But so we started that as a journal, and I'm going to actually probably start writing on my pages as we like destroy them and do the prompts. So I'm going to start journaling in that also. Cool. But yeah, but in the meantime, since we haven't actually stuck into like a strict schedule, we're like working towards that, but we have organized the house a whole bunch like over the past week and a half. And we caught up on a whole bunch of like homeschool stuff, which we kind of fell off the wagon and stopped doing for a while, but we got a bunch of projects done, and
that's awesome. Nice. Well, speaking of school and, you know, accomplishing things, my prediction last time was that I would prep at least the first week of next semester before we recorded again, which I can say finally. I mean, I think I've at least accomplished one prediction before too, but like this one, I actually did it.
Yay!
So I've planned and prepped. Well, I've planned like the first 3 to 4 weeks, but then I've prepped for the most part the first week, and then a little bit into the second week. I still have like a couple of small things, but I'm still calling it goal accomplished.
Nice.
Yeah. So
very nice.
It's just like little tweaks.
You said at least the first week of the next semester. So.
Oh yeah, I did say the first week.
So that was a goal
so really I accomplished over my goal in some aspects, and then just like I say, there's like those little nuance touches I need to do, like preparing a worksheet or something, you know what I mean? But it's pretty much ready to go.
Well, good.
So
at least
for
that
the first
works
week.
For a good that prediction worked as a good fuel for you to feel.
Yes,
so
it did something.
Now, mine failed. Although we are in the Midwest and maybe some places got a white Christmas, we did not. I literally, on Christmas, saw like little tiny flake at the very beginning and was like, ooh, we might get it. My prediction might come true.
Yeah, I think on Christmas Eve I actually posted on Facebook or something like that, like a little video clip of like
dust.
It was starting to snow a little bit.
I was like, it's gonna come true.
And then fail.
But you know what, honestly, I'm a little bit glad that it didn't come true, because I don't like to drive in that. I don't like to be in that. I'm sure nobody else that had to travel that day wanted that. So, you know, it all was all right that it didn't.
Fair.
Although
we have snow today.
Yeah, I was just going to say, now there's snow on the ground. No,
it's supposed to snow tomorrow, I think, is when it's supposed to start again.
Yeah.
So we'll have
it's supposed to be a like snowstorm.
It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be pretty significant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
But,
I mean,
you know.
I'm just kidding. She's like, do you want
another reason
Here you
to
go.
stay home.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go.
Well, I mean, now that it's snowy, and that probably makes us think about escaping. Although I think the snow is pretty, as long as I don't actually have to be out in it. But I know for a lot of people, the snow is like, ooh, it's cold, and they want to go to more tropical climes. So, you know, people like to travel for a lot of people. That's in the wintertime.
Yes.
But we talked about like some of the places that we've been already in last episode. So this episode, I think we should talk about some of the places that we'd like to go. Yeah. But we've arranged this into like 3 sections: historical visits, entertainment visits, and obviously
nom noms.
Nom noms.
Nom nom nom.
For our om nom nom divorce asses.
Now I have to make it.
Now you have to do it. I'll be so excited. So first of all, let's talk about go ahead.
Our last category is eating.
Eating, yes. So if you didn't catch the om nom nom from one of our earlier episodes. So yes, eating is the last subsection. But let's jump into the historical first. So Sus, why don't you tell us a little bit about the historical places that you'd love to go someday?
Okay, so I don't know why, but it has always been a fascination of mine to like go to a place like the pyramids of Egypt, or like
that would be cool.
The Mayan civilization remains and the Aztec. Like, I don't know why, but every time I see that on documentaries or history, mostly history documentaries is what I would see it on. But yeah, I feel like I'm drawn to go there and walk in those places and feel the energy that's there. I don't know why, but it seems significant and I need to do it. But anyways.
Cool. No, I think all those places sound like they'd be really cool places to go, for sure. I'm a little bit weary of like the of like some of them because they're so vast and like getting through them is like maze-like and like whatever.
Yeah, it would definitely be something
I need a guide
to bring,
for sure.
Like, yeah, I need a guide, and B, I would need to be in shape, and B or C, I would definitely need to bring some
good
water
walking shoes
and good walking
water,
shoes.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to be like prepared for that. Like,
that's like some deep tourism there.
Like some caving stuff. Like, heck yeah, man. I would.
Maybe not quite as intense as spelunking, but like.
I mean,
close. It'd be like maybe
go.
just a step up from that, probably.
Well, it'd also be kind of cool to even go, and I know this would be intense too, but like sometimes in the jungle, that would be kind of fun too. Like, oh man,
you want to go on adventures?
I would love to go on adventures, like just a couple
low key.
times.
I hardly want to leave the USA.
Oh man, like
I would leave the USA, but I don't know. Like some of the stuff that you want to do seems like way too intense for me.
Yeah,
like I mean, it sounds cool, but would I really want to do it like in the moment? I don't know.
And you know what? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I in my head feel like this would be such a cool thing to experience. And then when I'm there, if I would ever be in those moments, I'd be like
petrified.
Man, this is really
I'm so tired
intense.
And my
like,
feet.
Yeah, like
did you see how big that mosquito was?
No, but to be honest, I've been like I remember when I was in Girl Scouts and stuff, and we would go camping, or like we went caving, or like when we would go camping. I don't know. I freaking love to be outside.
I don't think that's the same as camping in a jungle.
I mean, true. This would definitely be different. Well, no, I don't want to. So, okay, I have to specify.
You don't want to go all Survivor?
No. I want to
afraid.
Visit for the day.
Yeah, well, I feel like you can go on like jungle hikes and jungle tours.
You want to
like,
go on a guided.
Stay in the jungle. Like I want to go
safari.
Maybe that's I feel like in Africa, like out in the wilderness with all the like
plains and shit.
I don't know. That might be a little intense.
They might gobble
like,
your ass.
Intense for me, it would be like going to Amsterdam and like smoking a bunch of weed and maybe trying some other drugs that are legal there. And
well, that would definitely
that would be my level of intense.
That would definitely be an adventure.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get eaten by bears or killed by giant boa constrictor or...
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to like go with people that know what the fuck they're doing.
That man has a machete. I trust him.
But yeah, so I mean, in my head, those are definitely things that I would think that I would want to see, but again, maybe in reality, I would take it back and be like, "Oh my god, this is way worse than what I'm thinking."
I just know that.
I think it'd be cool to see them, but not for me to see them.
I'd love to see your pictures.
Maybe like in my next life.
I'll watch the documentaries, but I don't want to physically go there.
I don't want to.
I feel this wants to physically go there to some of these places. So
that's cool. I will gladly look at all your pictures when you come back.
Yes, I'll bring back all the pictures of all the things and all
I'm
these
not
adventures.
sure if I could ever leave the continent, honestly.
Really?
Like,
I could.
I think because I don't know if the plane ride, I was okay with it.
I'm okay with the plane ride, but going over water, just even driving on a bridge. So, like, flying over the ocean for that many hours it takes to get to the other side, like...
Well, that's what got me to Hawaii. Like, I had never been on a plane ride before we went to Hawaii, and I think that I was so... You remember, I was sitting next to you. Remember how fucking scared I was? Oh my god, I was really... I couldn't breathe. Like, it was
my first plane ride was 2 basic training, so I was, like, alone, leaving my family... Bye.
My first plane ride was to Ireland by myself.
See, like, I'm like, oh god.
I was like, ah! I mean, I wasn't that bad. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I definitely was like scared. I mean, it was my first time, and I was alone.
Were you with classmates? Was it the school?
No, I didn't meet anyone until I was there.
Oh. Okay, so at least I had you next to me and Mom and everybody. Like, if I would have died, at least I would have died with a lot of my family members at that point.
Actually, no, now that I say that, that's a lie. I did meet like 2 people in the airport that were on the same flight as me, but we were not sitting together. Like, not even close. Like one of
That's how my military flight was. It wasn't like a exclusive military. It was just a regular flight that I was taking to basic training. So there was like 3 other people going to basic, but we didn't know each other. Like we met at the USO at the airport, and then was like, "You guys are taking this flight to basic," and then okay, but you're not sitting next to them, so it's like okay, cool.
Yeah. So that's nerve-wracking because you're just like literally alone.
Oh, but basically all I was getting at too was the fact that because I had that experience of going to Hawaii, we had to, it was an 8-hour flight over the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it was intense, but I did it, and I did it twice. So, I mean, I feel like if I was going to go anywhere, I would just be like, you know what? If I'm meant to die, I'm meant to die, but I want to go see Egypt.
Yeah.
Well, I think for me, like, I would want to see, like, more things that are, like, related to, like, authors that I love. So I'd love to go, like, to England, or,
cool.
visit, like, houses from, like, people like Jane Austen and, visit the graves of, like, Charlotte Bronte or, like, whatever, or, just, like, visit, like, people's graves and things like that.
I could see
I like going to graveyards. That's I like
that.
So I'm really mad because when I went on my trip to New Orleans, we went to like that famous graveyard down there, but it was so hot. And we walked there from the hotel that we were staying in.
Yeah,
so
you were probably already
he's like fine because he lives down there. And I get there and I'm like dripping in sweat and I'm like, I can't breathe. And I go to sit down and he's like I have my like 35 millimeter camera around my neck because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go take pictures with my like film camera because I am a hipster, haha. But like I don't think I took any pictures of anything because I was dying.
She's like, I'm not taking a picture.
By the time we walked all the way down there, I sat there like trying to catch my breath for 40 minutes, and then we walked back to the air conditioning of the hotel room.
Oh, no.
She's like, I can't go anywhere.
Yeah. I mean,
I did see that one famous grave. I forget who's buried there, but it was in like the American Horror Story, and it has like you put the X's on her grave, and it's supposed to be it's a like voodoo thing.
Laveau or something.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yes, I think it's related to that at least. I'm not sure if it is her, but it's related to that. Yes, in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
But it's also been like a movie set, just different movies like this graveyard. I'm terrible at names and naming things accurately, so I'm not gonna say what it is.
I mean, like, aren't most of the graves there like built above ground?
Yeah,
kind of, because it
floods.
Yeah.
Oh,
because it's like swampy and stuff there.
I wouldn't have thought about that, but that makes sense.
Yeah, if I were to travel more, I would see more graves in like battleground type places.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. Like so for a couple of reasons, I really want to visit like Northern Ireland. First of all, when I went to Ireland, I never got the chance to go to Northern Ireland, which is 2 separate states.
Right.
So then, or 2 separate countries rather.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'd love to go there. Like, I mean, I would love to visit the site of Bloody Sunday, which I know sounds morbid. I have a little bit of a morbid thing, and I don't know if it like derives from like the fact that I've lived through a school shooting or not. But like also it's just sort of a reminder of like, yeah.
I've always been attracted to like cemeteries and gravestones, and then like the battlegrounds. And like I said, I've stayed in an asylum before, and we went to like the graveyard that they buried the people that died in the asylum from. Like we went there before we went and stayed at the asylum, and.
But it's like a reminder of tragedy and like a reminder of like atrocities that happen that I think for some people it's almost like that we can never let things like this happen again, or like like to me that's kind of what it is. I can't say why anybody else is attracted like to the morbid things that I am, but but for me that's kind of what it is, like a reminder of the past and like atrocities and things that have happened that we need to try and avoid,
I mean, that's a good way to look at it, actually, because, sometimes I'll look at stuff like that and think, oh my gosh, this is so, like, depressing or sad, or, you just start to feel, like, emotional about it. But at the same time, like you're saying, it's one of those things that can remind a person of, hey, don't ever go back to something like this. Look at what this has devastated, and look what this has done negative. That
I mean, like, Chernobyl's one of those places that I would love to see the devastation. Like, is that weird? Like, I would want to go and see the devastation that happened there, and like see. That's where it was like a nuclear power plant explosion. Is that how meltdown?
Yeah.
Where?
Chernobyl.
Where's this?
Have you ever
off Japan? It's like an island off of Japan.
It's actually
right?
No, that's Fukushima.
Well, Hiroshima, but
Chernobyl is kind of.
This is more recent, right? This was like. God, within
Chernobyl
the last 10
was
years, right?
in
I don't
like
think
the 80s. I think it was.
What was it that was happening with Japan? Wasn't there some sort of nuclear plant?
Yes, there was a huge earthquake.
Right,
and so it leaked radiation and shit. Yeah,
but that's not what you guys are referencing.
No, Chernobyl is I believe Russia or the Soviet. It was like the Soviet Union, I think, at the time. If I'm not,
because I haven't heard. Of
I might be wrong about that, but it's like more Soviet.
See, like I said. As much as I'm like, oh gosh, people need to be better with history. Yes.
And it was like somewhere in that like quasi region. But yeah, so they had like a nuclear reactor explode. And like the government like covered it up for like a while. People died because they had radiation poisoning. They had to,
How many people died?
I don't remember. A lot though.
Yeah. It was on April 26, 1986.
Yes, I knew it was 80 sometime.
Okay.
Yeah. So like it was like a huge tragedy. Like, and there's people that like even like in the years after that were exposed to it, like they got like horrible cancers and like
like they had to abandon the whole, and like animals that are still like cats and like stray dogs that are there, they have a lot of deformities when they're born.
Mm-hmm. Similar to how
because of the radiation.
Was, right.
Mm-hmm. Like it's safe. Well, it's not like safe, but it's safe enough now that people can go there for short amounts of time.
Yeah, they have like disaster relief people that live. I've seen documentaries about where they're like slowly moving back in. Yeah, and
I don't know how close they are now. I don't think they're like in the midst of it still yet, but it's possible that they're starting to move like closer to it. But yeah, it's going to take a long time before that radiation is good enough to where people, I think, can live there still. But did you guys watch I think it was like an HBO series called Chernobyl? It was a dramatization, but
probably.
Oh my gosh, it's really good. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. It was like, it's like a short mini series sort of deal. It was like maybe 6 to 8 episodes, I think, if I remember correctly. But it was excellent. So I definitely recommend it. Yeah, not a documentary, but it was fictionalized, but it was based on the events. Yeah.
See, I think one of the things that like makes me not want to travel to places like that is that I'm a lot about energies, and for some reason I feel like if I were to pick up on the energies of a place like that, I would just feel very I don't know, emotional.
Drag your spirit down.
I don't think that I would feel empowered. I feel like the places that I am talking about going are more places that I feel like I would feel empowered energy from them or something, and maybe that's why I'm like drawn to them.
I think that's
and maybe that's why I'm not drawn to those types of places, because I feel like I wouldn't necessarily get the same pull from them.
I think we're different types, like definitely different types of witches. Cause,
you guys like pull positive energy from negative.
Yeah, I go and I feel like the spirits that need to be heard. That, you know, like not that I don't have like the ability to communicate with spirits or whatever, but like when I go to those places, I want to like pay tribute to the people that like don't get recognized, I guess. You know, that's why I like going to the places where like the mass tragedies happen, that like
all those lost
the people that are forgotten
need to have
and that
feel their energy
and
there.
So I just
that makes sense. I guess
and,
I can appreciate that.
You know, so I'm not really necessarily attracted to like.
You're not going for you. You're going
all
for
those
them.
Like
that kind of is.
It's more like to pay respects.
To them.
Yeah.
Well, same.
Into
I
what
guess
happened.
that is kind of how when you go and remember someone at their gravesite, that's what you're doing, is honoring their memory and honoring their spirit and who they were, and so that totally makes sense. I like that. I mean. That makes me not as intimidated to go to a place like that, I guess. Because as sad as it might make me feel, it's selfish to not go and repay those respects to those people just because I would feel sad, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
we're like, when you're talking about staying in the jungle, I would be more afraid of the people that live in the jungle. Do you know that? Like,
well, and I guess that's one of the things that I would want to go and be respectful of those people, and I would want to learn about what it, because to me, I feel like the people that do live in the jungle, which I'm not talking about, like, I would need to know exactly where I was going, obviously, and be in trustworthy circles and people that weren't against, like, Americans and stuff, because I'm sure there are places that Americans should not travel to.
Well, I think in a lot of those cases, I think it's not that they're against Americans. They're just against
outsiders
people encroaching in their space in general.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do
Well, I
with
guess
whether
that's
you're
what I would
American
want to
in a lot of those
avoid. Them,
situations.
I would not want to feel like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
But be respectful and knowing which tribes are
Yeah.
okay with people coming to see them and knowing which ones would
I
prefer
would-
not. Like,
Well, 'cause
that's...
I've heard of some people that they go to these places and they have these experiences, and then they bring those experiences kind of back to help the culture that we are in, because we are so far away from spirit and so far away from nature that it's like not even in any. I mean, not all of us, I guess, but there's so many of the vast majority of people that are like so materialistic and far driven away from that stuff.
if you're looking for that, like, we should go to like Bali or somewhere where they like do those like deep soul meditation camps and like
That's
the
what I'm
Reiki
saying.
like
Yes.
retreat
That's
on the
what I'm
island.
talking about. I don't know where these things are at. I guess I'm making assumptions as far as where where these things happen. But I guess I've always thought that they took place in like the jungle or like in like the outback or like you know. And these,
Well,
There
like,
probably is amongst nature to a
there's
certain
probably
degree,
a variation of each.
there's probably
for each
civilizations
type of
that
culture.
live right, and that I guess maybe that's just the videos that I've seen and the things that I've seen have more, I guess, been from those cultures. But like that's I guess what I want to get more in touch with in general is that type of an approach to life.
Yeah,
Because I feel like when people don't have any sort of an approach like that to life, it just kind of, again, it's just, like hurting Mother Nature and our earth. And it's just like not servicing anyone of the future that has to live here after us. And I don't know, I guess there was something that I was getting to with that. I guess just the fact that I wouldn't want to go and try to like be like the white man that's trying to take away their culture or steal their culture. I would just want to necessarily observe the culture and appreciate it and like be a part of it, maybe just to help me on my own journey or something.
There's a lot of times that I hate that we're so modernized and like mainstream. Like, can't we just slow down and like
Yes, I can appreciate that point of view. I
enjoy not having as much. I
go back and forth because I think they're like there's a lot of technology that benefit us in certain ways, but then it kind of encroaches on life in a lot of ways too. There's like pros and cons, but yeah, I think there are pros and cons to technology and like all that. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I don't know. There are a lot of technological advances and things like that I appreciate. Like, I love the internet, and
I mean, yeah.
But there are two sides to that coin, right? There are also other things that are like terrible about the internet, and like whatever.
Overindulgence, I think, is the problem. I think
moderation,
moderation,
that's
it's
fair,
best. Because, like you said, technology is not a bad thing. Because
it depends on how we use it.
Well, we don't
need
it, I guess. It's very, very nice for our
it's good to have
advancement of our
I mean, everything is technology. Or there's technology throughout history that have brought us to where we are.
Do we need cameras in our fridge that can tell us that we're out of butter when we're at the grocery store?
Do I? No.
I mean, this is true.
Is that something that we need?
Excessive. This is overindulgence. This is what I'm talking about.
Do I need the government knowing that I'm out of butter? Do I need them knowing what kind of butter I buy? Do I need them to know how many gallons of breast milk I have in my fridge? 0 gallons. That would be very unpredictable.
But again, these are definitely things that are unnecessary.
Yeah,
technology does provide for people, but it's almost making them crutches on things too. Like calculators.
I'm sure somewhere that somebody's
is a perfect example. Like people can't even do simple math anymore sometimes because they were so reliant on the calculator. But go ahead, sorry.
Well, I mean, I think at this point we can depend that we're always going to have a calculator nearby, that we can be dependent upon that and not have.
I mean, to a point, yes. But at the same time, it's nice to have the ability to have that in your mind already. Like to a point. I mean, I'm not saying.
Well, I think that's why they're trying to teach whatever math stupid math they're teaching now in school. I think that's why they're trying to teach that, is because it's breaking it back down for them to do it in their heads easier.
Yeah.
Right. In larger numbers as well. Like, because I know we can do like the 1 through 10.
Here again is like one of those
whatever,
catch-22 sort of things. Like, yes, we don't need it as much as we used to, like, because we have, calculators right now in abundance. But at the same time, we still need to make sure that we teach those things so that way we can catch interest in students to continue to learn mathematics and things like that. Because in a lot of ways, the technology that we have is reliant upon like science and technology and math,
rhythm,
understanding.
Right? Yeah.
And so we need to make sure that some people remember. And like, again, if we start running out of calculators in the way future, if we don't have people that have understood how to do the calculations that the calculators have been doing for us, then we're fucked. Right? So, like, it's kind of a catch-22 in some ways.
Again, overindulgence. We just need to make sure that we're doing it in moderation, like we're doing. We are still teaching the stuff to the kids. That way they know how to do it. And they're still teaching them how to use the calculator as well. So, I mean, it's like hand-in-hand.
Yeah, you kind of learn how to
it's
use
just
them together.
I feel like at some point, so they have the fridges that tell you if you're out of butter. I feel like at some point they're going to have like a toilet that tells you that you need to eat more fiber because it's going to have a little camera in there looking at your shit.
Right, it's going to like evaluate your shit every time.
Where are we drawing the line here, guys?
Why did you have that extra glass of wine tonight? You told me you set your goal at this.
But then there might be also people who have like, bad stomach ailments that need that kind of guidance on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? That literally that technology makes their life better. You know what I mean? Like, I agree, it can be invasive, particularly if you're someone who doesn't need it. But for someone who has like a bad like gastrointestinal disease or something like that, it might be like revelation for their life.
Algorithms that they use on what we search, when they whatever feed us what we're. You know what I'm saying? Like when we are already
TikTok has the best algorithms. Like it gets to know me so fast.
Kind of, but I mean, it's like it's a beneficial thing and a not beneficial thing. It's like, oh my god, they know this stuff about me, so they probably know pretty much my entire personality. But then there's also this other part of it that's like, well, I kind of like that they know my personality and that they're giving me the things that I like because I like them. Right. So yeah, it's a half. Yeah, like we've been saying, it's kind of a hand in hand.
Yeah.
But anyways, so back on topic.
We are way off topic. Us, we would never do that.
No way.
So let's kind of wrap up this historical piece. Are there any other historical sites that you guys
So other than like the creepy weird places, I would want to go to like different forests and stuff and like waterfalls.
Ooh,
I would probably stay in like U.S. and Canada and like maybe parts of I don't know. See, I'm scared of everything, But I'm scared of like going somewhere and then not being like losing my passport and then now I can't get home.
Oh my god, that was like
honestly
my one worry the whole time I was in Ireland. Do I have my passport? Do I have my passport? Is it with me?
I'd be the one that would lose my fucking passport.
You would 100% lose your passport.
Dude, I remember on the trip. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, never mind.
But yeah, like I would stay around like the redwood forest and the petrified forest have always interested me.
Yeah.
And just like places around here, but like road trippy places that you could do, or Greece. I don't know if it's like because I've seen Mamma Mia too many times, but like
Greece, completely out of left field, like or completely.
Yeah, I think Greece would be cool.
That would be really cool.
Just for like from a historical aspect too. I just always thought the architecture was really pretty and like the towns that are built on the water sides and like.
Oh, you're not lying. That is really beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's really pretty and
I don't know if. I'm not sure whether or not this is part of your craft or not, but like there are a lot of witches who work with or basically work with is probably the correct term, Hellenic gods. So
I'm starting to learn about some of the different like witchy gods and goddesses. So
there are like obviously some Roman ones. I mean, there are like some from like different kinds of faiths, but like a lot of people.
It's like from Greek mythology.
Greek or sometimes Roman, sometimes like Norse mythology.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, there are different
Egyptian even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from all kinds of different civilizations and whatnot. So
I would love to look into some more of that stuff.
Yeah.
I might order you this. When's your birthday already passed? I might order this and say it was for your birthday that I didn't get you anything for.
She's like, how I just like give you this thing? Like, if you need this in your life, I'm gonna get it for you.
Well, when you find a book that you like and other people are curious about learning the same thing.
I know, honestly. Well, I think that's why I was kind of pushing some of those other books toward you, like the rich
The one that I didn't want to read.
But at the same time, I just want you to know that it's not just like get rich quick schemes type of stuff. It's talking more or less about
I know,
your
I
mind
feel bad.
and resetting your mind and just throwing that out there. I think that the book's titles sometimes they give the impression for the people that are seeking out certain types of things to buy them to make them money, but then there's another whole realm of what they're talking about that some of the other people will pick up on that they realize is way deeper than just making money.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about.
I just don't really read for enjoyment very often, so that's my problem. Like, I don't... Because especially now I'm homeschooling, so I got to read for my assignments, and then I got to read for his assignments, and then I got to read because I'm doing this, and then now there's another thing I have to read.
I think for me it was more of an enjoyment because when I was at work and I was working overnights and I was stocking and they were playing music, I was just kind of like, you know what, I don't even have to listen to music. I can just pop my headphone in and listen to an audiobook. So I was like listening to audiobook after audiobook after audiobook, and when I started listening to what they were talking about, I'm just like, man, this is some fascinating stuff. Like,
yeah.
So that's why I just felt like that's the only reason why I was suggesting it too, because I was like, you know what, I'm picking up on some stuff here, and I feel like it's some beneficial information that other people need to know about, and I feel like, you know.
So once again, ladies, we find ourselves way the fuck off topic.
Oh man!
But I think
like
the oh my god! But I think the closest thing we have right now is we were talking about books, and like Sam said, you don't get to read for entertainment very often, which. I miss reading for entertainment. I've started a little bit again, but anyways, that is also a digression. So, entertainment was our second bucket.
Yes,
trying to bring it back home here, ladies.
Good job.
So entertainment was our next big bucket. So, what are some things that you would like to travel for entertainment or travel to for entertainment purposes?
So, can I take this one first?
Yes.
Go for it, girl.
Okay, so basically, I remember when Marilyn got the Disney Plus subscription, I started watching all of the Disney, like, park, they would...
Yeah, we watched their Christmas special recently. Did you see that one?
I haven't watched that. I fell off of watching all of their Disney original content things, but I love watching all that stuff. Like, I literally went through a whole week of probably nonstop watching all that shit that was on there. But anyways, that inspired me to want to go to all their Disney parks and see them all. Like, oh my god, I want to go so bad. But
have you been to any?
I have not.
Me neither.
I want to wait till she's a little older, though. So we should wait till the kids get, like, maybe 4, 5, 6... Maybe even older than that.
So,
actually.
I'm going to...
So remember
this is going to be somewhat off
time.
topic, but also on topic. So when me and Susie were kids, we had a blood pact that when we had children, we were going to take them to one of the Disney parks every year, their entire life, because we were going to be better parents than our parents were.
Oh, man. Because, that's what makes a good parent.
We were going to live in a storage shed. Like
a storage unit.
Like a storage unit.
Because why don't people think of these things?
To
it's
be
so
cheap as hell.
Yeah, it's so cheap to just live in a storage unit. I mean, you can, what do we say? We can go to the restaurants.
Living in a tiny house on wheels still appeals to me. So I think I had something going for me when I was that little. I was like, let's live in this tiny spot.
Can I just point out the irony that you guys made a blood pact and it never occurred to you that you were fucking witches?
We're also already blood cousins.
Right. Well, the thing that's funny, too, is I was like, I've never participated in any sort of a ritual. That's clearly a blood ritual that I'm talking, even in the mindset of what I had from before. Blood sacrificing to make this shit happen. Like,
yeah, we had a whole pact agreement that we were going to do this, that, and the other because we were going to be so great.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I remembered my Disney trip better, but as I mentioned in the last episode, I just remember, like, the shitty parts. Burning my hand. I'm like, whatever.
Terrified down the, what was it?
It's a small world.
I have a friend though who works for like Disney Travel Agency, and she goes there and takes all these pictures all the time, and she's great at like showing all of like the spots where the characters go, and so like I would love to go and like even just spend a day eating snacks and seeing the characters with the kids would you know,
that would be so fun. And I know they would have they would get a kick out of it too, and all the pictures they would have for all the memories. Oh my gosh. And all that food looks so good.
Food.
I would love to go to Harry Potter World at some point.
Yes, I was so jealous that you got to go. I want to go so bad.
It was fun. Yeah, we should all do a trip and like do both of them.
I want to get my robes out, like because when we do the craft shows
money
for Harry Potter, I'm so jealous. Not jealous, I should say, because I could do it too. But I love the people that get into such good character costumes.
Yeah,
like I want to do that if we go. Like I would be.
Oh my god!
So much more thrilled.
Uh-oh. Secrets?
So on TikTok, I made you.
Oh,
did you see the one that I made?
Yeah, the guy in the Gryffindor robe.
Yeah,
he ties up. Oh,
I don't know if I know what you're talking
so
about.
he changes into a robe, and it looks like he's like wearing just the robe, and like
he like does this,
and
like,
then he ties up with his like.
Oh no!
With his
okay, we're gonna post. I made a reaction to it on my personal TikTok.
We
and
can post
it
on the
hilarious.
page.
Yeah, we'll have to put it on the page. But I was just like, oh my god. I mean, in a good way, mostly.
Should we record my reaction? No, I'm just kidding.
We should. I'm gonna make you do a TikTok for.
I'm scared.
You should make her do like a blind react.
No, I don't have
So
it on my phone.
you need to at least watch them.
I need to, because I have it on my phone.
I mean,
I don't
showed
have it
a
on my
couple.
phone, I mean. So when you
I've
guys send
saved
me
a couple
ones,
sounds, but I haven't tried making anything.
Oh my god, when we're done recording today, I'm going to show you guys, like, I'm going to give you, like, a TikTok basic training.
Yes, I need this in my life.
I'm so old, I don't know how it works. Like, I know how to watch videos, I know how to like
we're
them,
too old,
I know how to follow
Harry
people.
Potter.
I looked at how to, like, make a video and...
Yeah.
Even taking graphic design classes, which I can do all that shit, but I look at TikTok and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Get it, you're trying to be like, oh.
It's basically like a really simplified film editing app, basically.
Which I just learned.
But I think once I show it to you, you're going to be like, oh.
Yeah,
especially
I'll
since you
probably
kind of
like
know it
click,
now.
but
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Which bringing us back on topic, because again, we find ourselves off topic.
Squirrels!
One of the other things that I would love to do is go, like, if I went to Harry Potter World, we should go to the one in, like, California, because the other place I'd love to go is to tour some film sets. So I think I've mentioned on the podcast before, I'm a film literature and media scholar, so that would be, like, super cool to me.
Are you talking about, like, Warner Brothers and stuff? Like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Yeah, and see if they have any tours of, like, any TV shows or something that are going on. Like,
see, we could have bought, like, an add-on package when me and Colin went on our trip when we went to Universal.
Yeah.
We could have got a package to go see some of the studios.
Yeah.
But we didn't have,
like, back when
time
Big
for
Bang
that.
Theory was
Nobody got time for that.
Back when Big Bang Theory was around, like, you could do set tours and shit like that, and...
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's when they have the live audience. You'd be a part of that live audience, right? When they're
I would guess that might be a part of it. I'm not 100% sure if they were separate things or not, but...
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. If you're on a tour of one thing, that's one thing. Or if you buy a ticket to be a part of
it might be combined. I just don't know for sure.
Right.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, though. It might be something that you can do, but... Right. Anyways.
Yeah.
Both would be fun.
I think so. What are some of the entertainment stuff that you guys would like to see?
The only other thing that I think I would kind of like to do, I mean, not the only other thing, I'm sure there's a lot more than this, because like we were talking, I want to really go, like, crystal.
Yeah.
I would love to, like, go and mine my own crystals. That is
See, I want to go to
appealing
gem
me.
shows, because there's,
That
like,
too.
ones in, like, Tucson, I think. I don't know, Arizona, and, like, I know Texas has big gem shows.
Because then you can meet people and get their cards and start finding people that you know are buying great.
Well, I would just want to go to buy stuff there, or even just to see. I'm going to have to show
For those
you,
two
because
reasons, too.
they're ginormous. They're, like...
I feel like I've seen pictures or like heard of them, but I haven't actually.
I'm guessing it's kind of like when
been
we used to go to JF&A with Mom and Aunt Bev.
Yes.
But like rocks.
Think of like a ginormous flea market, but only rocks.
Yes.
Like for miles and miles.
I feel like I would feel so like excited. I would feel like that lady on SNL that I was telling you.
Can you imagine like the vibrations of the energy there?
That's what I'm saying.
Overload.
Oh my god. I mean, honestly, that'd be cool. Like for people that can see auras and stuff. I wonder what that would be like. But anyway,
but like on like track with stuff like that, I would want to go to like Burning Man. And hope to not die. Like I'm scared of because it would be hot.
See, that's what I'm like. Burning Man would be cool, but there's that whole desert thing.
So it's kind of like a big art/music festival in the middle of the desert, and they have like these sculptures and different like performance artists.
Ooh,
I don't know. It's like a big festival.
Hippy dippy to the mat.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that is right up my alley, but the heat thing's not. Like,
it might be okay, like closer to night, but I'm thinking like in the desert during the day,
dry
it's probably like dry heat. And,
well, I guess that might be better than
I'm thinking. And they usually
it's
usually called Burning Man because they have the big main art sculpture is like a giant like man that I think sometimes they have like movable parts like mechanical like things, and then they light it on fire. So like it's a big like camping festival around this like ginormous bonfire in the middle, so I would love to do that at least once in my lifetime. And like just music festivals in general would be entertainment that I would travel for.
That sounds like kind of Oh, and so another place that I would love to go, speaking of deserts, the one other place that I would really like to go is Vegas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like that's one of those things that, you just kind of have to do it once, maybe. That's how I feel about it anyways.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of sad that we didn't get to go, that I just couldn't afford it on my, on my GA salary.
When they went with Granny.
Yeah, that would have been so fun. I kind of wanted to go too, but I feel like I've never been able to really afford it. And I'm not much of a gambler. I've never really had, like, good luck, I guess. And I just don't like to throw money away.
I was supposed to go on that trip. I bought a plane ticket to go on that trip.
I thought you did go on that one.
Yeah, that was when I had to stay home because Dylan's, issues.
Some stuff happened.
Parental issues with Dylan's other parentals.
Ugh, lovely. Lovely.
Yeah, I missed that whole trip for that. I had to stay home.
Thanks for making me miss the trip, guys.
No, I had to be there for Dylan. She was not mentally where she should have been to be taking care of a child, let alone someone else's child. So I rescued him, and
good. It was it was worth the lack of the trip. So some other time in Vegas, not today.
I thought about just getting in my car once I picked him up and like going with him, or like seeing if I could squeeze him in like a last minute ticket or something. But I ended up not going.
It's probably
next time.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So back to topic. Sorry, we got really lost there, but I didn't mean to. But eating. So should we get into
nom noms? We're gonna nom nom nom.
Yeah. What nummy places do we want to go see? And
you want to go first, Sam? Where do you want to go?
Yeah, well, so I would probably just stay in America, good old America, and do like the road trip of go to eat at all the good diners, go to like the small town like shopping districts and like the local like little crappy bars that have good tacos and cheeseburgers,
can I come with you?
Yes.
That sounds like a good time, a good old American road trip,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Get the American.
I like the
watch
idea.
some live bands while you
get
eat.
you some culture.
Some American culture.
American culture.
But yeah, I think that'd be so fun. And plus, a lot of those places are like little one-off places. They're not usually like conglomerate, whatever. So you're supporting like smaller businesses usually when you go on those sorts of things, which I think is awesome.
And you get to see something different because like you get a feel of like the neighborhood that it's in, like each place you go in.
Yeah. Well, like you said, if you go on to like the bar, you get the locals that go there every day. And
Yeah.
sometimes if you get into conversations with the right people in the right places, the right times, you can have some fun times that you'll never find otherwise.
Well, I usually don't talk to people. That's not me.
Well,
Talk to other people.
I guess maybe depending on the circumstances.
I have a panic attack that I have to talk to my waitress.
Oh, she's like, it's fine. But no, it does sound like a good time though, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, and I would want to collect a rock at every single state along the way to put
in my bin.
yeah,
Sat by the pebbles in the gas
excuse me,
station.
and I would want your little jars that you had for me to put my grains of sand in, my little bits of earth for me to collect along my wall.
Oh my god. But yeah, so then I agree. I want to go with Sam, but then like I think Susie, you and I agree on this one. We'd love to go to Italy to eat their pasta.
Ooh,
my
heck
God, the
yes.
pasta.
I mean, they have the fake stuff here in America that's okay, but I mean, I'll eat that and it's good. I like it,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's the only thing that I think would be a downfall if I did go there is that I would have the real stuff and I would love it so much that I would
You
not be
never
able to
come
eat.
back.
Yeah, I would not be able to have the fake stuff ever again.
You have to like start making your fresh ass noodles and
Hell
like
yeah. You know, maybe
dehydrating your tomato paste.
Maybe
You know, I
Good
kind
for
of really
me.
want to get a KitchenAid, and they have like the pasta making attachments.
Oh,
Like,
hell
so
yeah.
do.
KitchenAid is like awesome.
I need to
have one.
step up my stay-at-home mom game because like I'm slacking. There's people that do stuff.
We need to start doing like the.
You're a homeschool mom. You're doing stuff. I don't do
I
nothing
know
like that.
we do stuff, but
I don't
You just
know
feel
use
the
my
outward pressure
KitchenAid
that you need
at
to be doing
I know we
more.
have to. I
Thanksgiving.
feel like I'm supposed to be doing 18 things, and I'm only doing like 7.
You gotta take one thing at a time, you know?
I think that like one of the things that we got right with our Pennsylvania trip was like the visit to Hershey because
Oh,
chocolate.
hell yeah.
So I'm thinking really where I'd like to go is like to Europe and places that they're known for chocolate, like
Ooh.
Switzerland. You know?
Where was that movie, Chocolat? Where was that movie filmed?
That was in
France?
France, I believe.
I'd love to go to that place. That was a beautiful set that they had where
I
they
mean, I don't
filmed
know if
it,
her-
and
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably like a fake bakery or whatever or something,
maybe
but
it was a fake set.
yeah, you know, it was
I
a
thought maybe they
set.
filmed it there as well is what I was kind of thinking, but
Yeah.
well, they did a great job.
But you'd love to visit like a little town that's known for like their treats or something somewhere. Maybe
Yeah, I could
France.
see I could appreciate that. Yeah, I'd go with
Yeah.
you for sure.
I'd also like to go to Germany. Some German chocolate. Ooh.
We are German. I mean, a lot of our blood is-
ancestry is German. Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see some of those places. I could appreciate that.
Yeah, that's like one of the places that I would like to go to. Like, kind of jumping back to the story for a second, but in Germany there is apparently like a small town with our last name, Susie. So that'd be kind of cool.
So this is kind of off topic. It's on topic, but it's in a weird spot for recording. But the battlefield. Remember how you were talking about how you wanted to go to the battlefields?
Yeah,
When I went to Pennsylvania with Girl Scouts, we actually went to Gettysburg.
that'd be cool.
And that we went to the Eisenhower Tower, and it overlooked, I forget what the field it overlooked was, but it was where a huge battle.
The Battle of
happened.
Gettysburg.
It might have been
Maybe?
the Battle of Gettysburg, but I feel like it was a different battle, actually,
Maybe,
where Eisenhower
okay.
Tower was. I forget. But just being in the same... I remember when I came home, Mom was very surprised because she didn't think that I would necessarily enjoy a historical...
I was about to
Place
ask
like
you if you
that.
appreciated it when you were there.
Oh, yes. There was something that kind of just overwhelmed me when I was there. And, like, I stood where the Declaration of Independence was signed. I stood in the same, like, place that George Washington stood. And, like, they let you go down the same, like, set of stairs and, like, touch the same railing and everything. And it's just kind of cool, like, to know that, excuse me, it was something that was very cool to me at the time. And Mom was very surprised that I found that cool because she didn't think I would.
Yeah.
But anyways.
It's like this young kid, this young girl, she's
Yeah, she's not going to appreciate what that is. Like, but yeah,
Yeah.
there was just something that you couldn't not appreciate about it. Like, it was so cool.
Well, I also had another thing that I wanted to jump back to when you were talking about going to Vegas. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I would want to go to Vegas for the same reason most people would want to go to Vegas.
Yeah, I
Like-
guess I would want to go for entertainment because I hear about the good shows that they have there. I
wouldn't want to go for shows.
Gambling just because
I
obviously.
wouldn't want to do that either.
And then I would also want to go for just pictures of the lights and the entertainment and like on the streets and like the.
So
Yeah,
would you
see, I
wanna
would
go
want to
for,
see
Sam?
like the street performers.
Yeah. I think that would
And
be
like the street art, and then also just like the art in general. Like go to the different like. I don't know.
Oh, do they have like a lot of art museums?
Yeah,
And-
like that type of stuff.
I
would
could get down in Vegas for something like that. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could appreciate going to those things as well. I guess I wouldn't have thought to prioritize them before this conversation.
I
but
think the
yeah,
other
that
stuff would be
also
too
something
busy
really
for
cool.
me people wise, because that's where more my anxiety comes, is more like the more people in more places. And I think
Yeah.
Right.
a lot of there's like a lot of outdoor art exhibits there too, or near there.
Well, and I've heard
So-
there's a lot of stuff in Vegas too, like on the outskirts that are really kind of pretty to see too.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's probably a lot of nature also.
Yes.
That could be
hiking and like
Yeah.
the stuff right outside the city.
Oh
would be-
man, I don't know why I'm so sorry. This is such a tangent too, but I would love to go up to Alaska and see the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be such a cool thing to see.
See, I've seen Northern Lights before, but I just here in Illinois, like
You could see them from here.
every
Sometimes.
once in a while, yes.
Okay.
But I was like it wasn't even a time that I would like.
Intended it.
Sometimes they know if there's like a solar flare, they come down lower, because of the solar energy, or something. I don't know, something about solar flares.
but like the heat maybe pushes it down.
Yeah,
further
but
than
like,
normal.
so I was driving home one night and I saw it and I thought it was like a big chemical fire or something. I pulled over to like see what it was because I thought if it was a chemical fire it might explode, and I'm driving towards it.
Right.
So I pull over to like look at it, and then I'm like, oh, it like started off green and turned a little red and went back to green, and then after a while it kind of disappeared. But yeah, like
That's
I
so
was like,
cool.
that was awesome. So yeah, I would like to go up further
And
where you could
see
see like the
it.
whole sky like that.
I've heard it's
'cause
amazing.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
I want to
God.
stay in one of those like little pods. Have you seen the hotel pods where it's like a whole
Yes.
little igloo dome, and
Yes,
then
you can
there's
watch
just
it
like
in
a
the
bed
heat.
that you could like be in your bed sleeping and with the fireplace and
And just have it all over. Yes. Oh
Yeah.
man, we're going. It's gonna happen.
we need to become
billion.
billionaires.
So we could just travel and show you guys our travels.
Yes.
Patreon
Well,
coming soon.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, though, there are some
Next
people.
season, y'all are going to have to pay for this content.
Well, honestly, though, there are some people that don't want to go to certain places. Like, you guys don't want to go, but you guys would love to see the results of it. So there's
Yeah.
probably people that are like, you gotta go there.
I think for Susie, getting back on track with the food, if we ever
Oh,
did
yes.
do like a diners like tour or whatever for Susie,
Mhm.
we'd probably have to make sure we hit up like
Seafood.
the coasts
Yes.
Yeah.
for the seafood, probably the East Coast specifically.
That would be
but
my favorite part of the food, I think. Would
Yeah.
either be like, because for some reason anymore, I love
I
fresh
mostly hate
seafood.
So
seafood,
I
but-
tried a lot of different seafood on the East Coast when me and Colin went on our road trip before our music festival, and it was awesome. Like they had, I don't even know what it or how, it's not anything that we have around here, but it was like a whole crab that they like made this thing out of and then put back in it and then deep fried the whole thing.
Oof,
And like
that sounds amazing. I don't even
like
know.
who would even
It
think
just-
to do weird things like that?
I
They
think
do.
it's like crab, or yeah, it's like crab, and then they stuff it into like, is it?
They make, like,
or
crab-
lobster or something? Yeah.
They make like a crab
sauce or something like
cake type thing and
Yeah.
then put it back inside the crab, and then
Yeah.
they deep bread that and deep fry it so that it
Yeah.
still has like.
Well, man,
yeah.
see, I like shrimp. I like scallops. I like
Ugh, scallops.
lobster.
I like scallops.
I'm not a.
What is wrong with you two?
Nom nom
Oh,
nom.
yeah, they're so good.
I
haven't
try
tried
to be
them
a vegetarian so hard, and it's like
so hard.
I have a whole like drawer of like going bad vegetables in my fridge because I just
It's just like,
We
I don't
keep
want to
eating
eat
meat.
you. I want to have steak. Why is it so good?
Well, I'm also still nursing Levi, so like I
Trying
feel
to keep body
like when I
protein
try and eat vegetarian, I kind of feel like I start dying a little.
I need sustenance for me to live.
Yeah, so
Take those iron pills.
Sucking
Eat
the
those
life out of
peanuts.
Oh, man.
Gotta get that protein.
Yeah.
Honestly, like that's the only thing that I find hard with eating, because I not that I've tried to eat vegetarian necessarily, but I have sort of tried to supplement my proteins for like, you know, the good proteins that they say to eat. And it's so hard for me to eat all those nuts. Like, I...
Right?
Oh
my
God,
teeth
that's
are too
terrible.
old to have all those nuts in my mouth.
That's gonna be terrible. Everyone has that on me now. Fuck. But anyways, I'm just saying in general, it's hard to substitute one for the other. It's just not the same.
My teeth can't handle the nuts. So. I mean.
Anyway.
Oh man. Okay. So seafood, yes. Honestly,
I'm glad to know I'm not the only immature one.
I know, I'm terrible. But so yes, when we went to Salem, I remember we mentioned in the last episode we went to Turner's, and that's where my absolute love for scallops came from, because Mom had me try them.
And I
hadn't tried scallops
mac
until
and cheese both times.
I don't know, we had to try them at Red Lobster before that, and they were okay. But then when she had me try them there, I was just like, oh my god. But anyways.
Well, I find your taste for scallops in both of you questionable. So that's my attempt to get us back on topic with the last thing.
I was like, what?
You're like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Okay, what's your question, Marilyn?
Well, it's not that I have a question, but we have decided instead of predictions this episode, we're instead
gonna ask y'all for questions.
That you send us some questions. I think that we would love, if possible, to do a Q&A episode maybe still this season, and the season finale is coming up soon, so
very soon,
very, very soon.
Dum dum dum.
Yeah,
so in order to ensure that we have good content for that last episode, we're gonna need questions.
You to send us questions on the social media, so you can stitch us on TikTok,
ask us about anything,
message us on the Facebook.
Instagram,
the tweeters, tweet, or you could even email them to us. Should we give them our email so they can?
Well, they can always do it on the website, right? Or is there
I don't know if they can submit a question. Well, maybe I can submit. Let me put a form there. Actually, I will put a form up
on the website,
on our website, where you can submit your questions to us, and it will be amazing. And we'll just share the link to that on our social media pages. And like I said, you can also feel free to just message them to us on social media or stitch us on the TikTokies or whatever. And yeah, that would be awesome. I will make sure that's done before this episode airs.
I just wrote it down in our
notes. To go. So yeah, send us in your questions because we would love to hear them, and they could be about our witchy stuff. It could be about life. It could be
personal
about
lives, my homeschooling bullcrap. Yeah, I call it bullcrap.
Our experiences, whatever.
Yeah, there's
and
all
we'll
sorts
try and
of
get to as many of them as we can.
Yes.
So yeah, let us know, and that's what we're probably hoping. Well, we're hoping. We'll see how many questions we get. But if we get enough, that might just be like one of our last episodes.
Dude, even if we just get one question, I'm sure we could talk a whole 3 days about it.
I mean,
have we ever failed them?
Do we even know us? Come on. We can make content out of that. 100%. So yeah, so send us in your questions, and we will try to get to those on one of our episodes this season still. Although the episode, like we say, the finale is coming up pretty soon for the season. So the last thing we need to get to today, this episode is sponsored by
me,
Sam's Redbubble.
So hopefully by the time this airs, I'm going to have another sticker or whatever you would like to put it on available on my Redbubble.
Yay!
Which is, I believe, is my name. So SDOUTHAT and then 0725 should be my name.
Redbubble.
We will check it out.
Yes, we will. And I'm so excited to see whatever your new design is. And
it might be inspired by little Susie over there, but we'll see.
I'm excited. So anyways, thank you so much for listening, Coven. Don't forget to stop by Sam's shop and show her some love. Be on the lookout for that form where you can submit your questions. And until next time,
blessed be. Bye. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Midwest Coven Cast. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode and leave us a review below. You can also join our coven by following us on social media at Midwest Coven on Twitter, at Midwest Coven Cast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can also find us at MidwestCovenCast.com. Until next time, blessed be.